Hi, my name's Emily and today I'll be taking you through some point strengthening exercises. A little bit about me, I've been dancing for 18 years and been on point for 10 of those years, and I'm also a member of the Energetiks Team. So for today's exercises, we're going to be incorporating the TheraBand in some of them. So make sure you've got one of those handy. And in these exercises, we're going to be focusing on lengthening out as opposed to kind of scrunching, which can happen a bit when we're pointing into our TheraBand. So without further ado, if you'd like to grab your TheraBand and jump down to the floor, we'll get started. So for our first exercise, we're going to look at isolating between our big toe and the other 4 toes. So for this one, just placing your foot just flat on the floor. And we're going to start off by lifting our big toe and pressing the other 4 toes into the ground. And then we lower that one down. And now we're going to swap and press our big toe into the ground and lift the other 4 toes, feeling that nice stretch across there as that big toe presses down and lower. And we're just going to alternate a few times by lifting one, lower down, lift the others up, lower down. It can be a bit hard to coordinate, but go nice and slow as you'd like, and then lift the others. And whatever one's pressing on the floor, feel it really sinking down each time as we lower and swap. We'll do 2 more on this side, lifting that big toe up and down, and lifting the others and down. We'll go 1 more lift up, coming down, and the 4, and down. Good, give it a little shake out, and we'll just go the other side. So that foot can go nice and flat on the floor there. And again, we'll just start with by lifting our big toe up, pressing those other 4 down, and lower, and swapping over lift, and down, and lift the big toe, and down, and the others, whoop, and down. As you're going through, really feel like your toes are spreading out as much as possible as well. This will really activate that nice strong tendon down the middle there. It's going to help lift us up, and the others, and down. We'll just go 2 more with the big toe, and down, lift, good. Last one, press up, and down, and up. Coming down. Beautiful. Give it a bit of a shake out. For our next one, we're going to grab our TheraBand. And we're going to start off by having both feet in the middle of your TheraBand stretch out nice and long. Placing it just under the balls of your feet, just so the tips of your toes are still exposed at the top there. And sitting up nice and straight, we're going to grab the ends of our TheraBand and pull it back so there's just a little bit of resistance there. And now straightening our knees and flexing the feet, we're going to slowly flex the ankles forward as if we're going to point, but we're just going to stop at that demi-point mark there and then coming back up again. The trick here as we go through is to feel like your big toe joint and your ankles are pressing and squeezing together, just like you would if you were on your feet doing a rise as we go through. Feeling like as well, if you've got your legs nice and stretched, that the heels should be just floating off the tip of the ground as well. Pressing forward, feel them squeeze together and flexing up. You can start to feel the inside thighs coming to squeeze together as well as we press forward and squeeze back. Good, let's go 2 more here. Coming forward, feeling those ankles squeeze together, nice and controlled up. And we'll just go 1 more, squeezing down and coming up. Beautiful. Now for our next one, have a bit of a rest. We're going to move the TheraBand up just a little bit higher, just so it covers the tips of our toes. And this time what we're going to do is we'll do a similar exercise forward. This time when we've got our TheraBand there, we're going to come forward into that demi-point mark. And from here, we're just going to do some little waves with the toes. So we want to feel like our toes are nice and long, pressed and squeezed together. And we're just going to nod them forward ever so slightly and coming back up. It's such a tiny little movement, almost as if you're going to point your toes, but we're only going to go halfway. So with your ankles nice and stretched, the toes are nice and long and flat like a pancake, we're going to nod them forward a little bit and coming back up. Probably a bit hard to see, but once you've got your TheraBand on, you'll be feeling it. So placing it round there now, similar to before, but just covering the tips of the toes now. Again, starting up nice and tall. We're going to squeeze the ankles forward, and now our toes are just covered. And now keeping them nice and flat, we're going to nod forward a little bit, halfway, and back up. And squeeze forward and up. As you're going through, keep those inside thighs drawing together, ankles squeezing together as well. See if you can keep those heels off the ground as well as your legs are nice and stretched. Good, we'll go 3 more here. Little nod forward and up. Second last one, 2 and up. Last one, really feel those toes moving through the resistance and up. Good, there we go. From here, we're going to go just 1 foot at a time. And we're going to place our TheraBand underneath the ball of our foot like the first time we did, with the toes exposed. This one is great for our ankle stability. So what we're going to look at doing is we're going to pull our TheraBand a little bit firmer this time. And as we flex our foot forward, make sure you've got your enough resistance around there that it's not going to slip off as well. And with our ankle flexed here, we're going to look at tilting the foot out of alignment just a little bit to the side and coming back to straight, out to the side and straight. Feeling like that heel is lifted off the floor as well with that nice stretched leg. From here, to add a bit more resistance, if you're feeling like you're coping quite well, you can increase the pull on the TheraBand just a little bit. That way, as you're feeling the foot go out of alignment, you can really feel the resistance against there. This is really great for our ankle stability for when we're up on point, really feeling like we're in the center of that point there. So let's just go 2 more out, in and 1. And in. Good. Do a little reset of your band there. And now we're going to repeat the same thing again, but just going in the other direction. So as we flex our ankle forward, we're just going to go opposite way, being very gentle here, lift and back to neutral. Squeezing out and in. That's it. Feeling like this movement as well is nice and controlled, and it only has to be a few centimeters, especially because we're going in the direction of what's more so a sickle. We want to feel like our ankles are really learning how to re-stabilize themselves. As we squeeze in, let's go 3 more. And in, nice and smooth and controlled. Got 1 and in. That's it. Reset, and we'll just go on the other leg now. Placing the TheraBand just underneath the ball of your foot, pulling it nice and firm as we extend the ankle forward, toes are up. Let's go, we're going to go outwards this time to go first. So we'll squeeze out, coming back in, and out, back in. As you're going through as well, really feel like your ankle is still stretching. Even though we're rotating out to either side, feeling like you're almost going to point the ankle as much as you can as we go through, just to increase the amount of pull and resistance we've got in those stabilizers. In. We'll go 2 more, and in, and last one, and in. Beautiful. Little reset just to make sure it hasn't fallen too much. There we go. And ready to go the other side as we extend that ankle, and we'll go controlling in and back, squeezing in and back. That's it. And back. Probably find that this one's a bit more less range of motion over this way. That's completely normal. Making sure to be nice and controlled and breathing through as you go as well. So we squeeze and back. Let's go 2 more. Squeeze and back. Last one and back. Beautiful. Can get rid of your TheraBand from there. We're now going to find somewhere to tie up our TheraBand to do some rises. You could use either the back of a chair or the leg of a stool, something that's nice and sturdy. Right, so once you've found something to tie your TheraBand to, we're just going to do some single leg raises with the TheraBand around the middle part of your ankle. So you get yourself set up here, making sure that your TheraBand is nice and flat across that part there. So coming into a nice parallel, we're just going to rise up nice and slowly, feeling the resistance as we go up all the way to the highest any point and coming down. And then we lift up again, feeling like we're tracking over that second toe and coming down. If you like as well, you can increase the amount of resistance you have by moving a little bit further away. We'll try 2 more here with that increased resistance. Lifting up for 2 and down for 2 and 1 more lift, squeeze and down for 2. Beautiful. You can do a few more repetitions on that one with even more resistance if you'd like. You always you can build yourself up with this exercise, but don't forget to do the other side as well, which we'll do now after we've unhooked yourself. Taking that TheraBand once again, making sure it's nice and spread out flat there without too many creases. There we go. And just coming into a parallel. And now other foot going again, feeling those toes are nice in alignment. We just rise up, we'll go up for 2 and down. Once again, feeling like you've got everything switched on now, from the inside thighs drawing up together and the belly switching on, controlling down. Let's increase that resistance just a little bit, or as much as you'd like. And we'll just do 2 more here, finding your center as we lift up for 2, feeling that extra resistance as we control down. And we'll go last one, lifting up for 2 and down for 2. For our final exercise, this one's going to be at the bar, and for this one as well, you could pop on if you've got demi-pointe shoes or just ballet flats like I've got on here, just for a bit of support. Because in this exercise, what we're essentially going to be doing is we're going to be rising up onto our demi-pointe, and we're going to be lifting up onto our full point as if we were in pointe shoes. But on this one, we're going to really focus on keeping lifted and keeping those toes lengthened, as opposed to really sinking and crunching down, which is very tricky to do when we don't have our actual pointe shoes on. So for this one, we've got some sort of shoe on, and we're also going to be at the bar with our full weight supported by the bar as well. If you don't have a bar in front of you, the back of a chair or even a high standing table can work as well. If your table's a bit lower, you can even use your hands as well, something that you're able to offset a majority of your weight as you work through. So starting in parallel, if you're at a bar, you can place your hands just on top of one another here. And we're going to rise up to our demi-pointe and just leaning forward slightly so that you can feel the weight coming into your arms. From here, we're going to squeeze the ankles and the inside thighs together, glutes switched on as well. And as we lean forward, we're just going to lift up, lengthening those toes as if we're up on point, and then coming back down to demi. So we're really looking through that 3/4 point mark there, as high as we can, and coming down. Keeping those inside thighs really stretched and squeezed together as well, and down. Making sure that you're taking your weight forward with you into your arms so that the feet can really use those muscles, and lower down. Let's do 2 more here as we lift up, squeezing down, Good, and last one, lifting up and down. Beautiful. Lower down, give them a bit of a shake out. That's our final exercise for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the virtual Pointe 2 day.